The room was silent, too silent for a deal worth millions. Long glass table, microphones glowing red, important people staring at one woman. Not the CEO, not the lawyers, the interpreter. Because sometimes the person everyone ignores is the only one who truly understands what is happening. That night, pride filled the room. And pride is dangerous, especially when it blinds the wrong person. Her name was Lena Torres. She wasn't rich. She wasn't famous. She didn't work inside the company. She worked when companies needed her. Fast, a freelance interpreter, called in when things were complicated, paid just enough to care, but never enough to stay. That day, a massive deal was on the table. 2 multinational companies, 3 official languages, dozens of egos in one room. At the head of the table sat Victor Harrison, the CEO, sharp suit, perfect posture, cold confidence. To him, everything was a transaction. And people like Lena were simply tools. When she introduced herself, he barely glanced at her. "You're just here to translate," he said flatly. "Don't speak unless spoken to." A few executives exchanged quiet smiles. Lena didn't react. She placed her notebook carefully in front of her, adjusted her pen, and began listening. The meeting started smoothly. English, Spanish, German. Lena translated with precision, every word, every tone, every hesitation. But soon, tension crept in. A clause in the contract meant different things depending on language and culture. The foreign investors grew uneasy. Their body language changed. Voices became sharper. Victor felt it slipping. His voice grew colder. "Fix this," he snapped at Lena. "You're making this harder than it needs to be." She met his eyes calmly. "I'm translating exactly what is being said," she replied. He scoffed. Typical freelancer. Then the moment arrived. One of the investors leaned forward and spoke in a rare regional dialect of French, not the version taught in universities, not the version used in business, a version shaped by history, tradition, and subtle meaning. The lawyers froze. Victor panicked. Silence swallowed the room. Lena's pen stopped. Her eyes sharpened. She didn't translate immediately. She listened, really listened. Then she spoke, slowly, clearly, and respectfully. Not as a machine translating words, as a bridge between worlds. The energy in the room shifted instantly. The investors leaned back, relieved. Their faces softened. Their tone changed. Victor stared at her, stunned. Lena had just done what no one else in that room could do. She had understood. During a short break, Victor found her in the hallway. His voice was quieter now. "You knew that dialect?" he asked. Lena nodded. "I studied 7 languages," she said calmly. "But more than that, I studied people." He hesitated, something he rarely did. For the first time, he truly looked at her. Not at her job, not at her contract, at her. Back in the room, the meeting resumed. This time, something was different. Victor didn't interrupt her. He waited. Lena guided the conversation with gentle precision. She clarified misunderstandings before they exploded. She softened aggressive statements. She aligned intentions. The deal moved forward. Tension dissolved. When the final agreement was reached, applause filled the room. Executives congratulated each other. But Victor stood still. Then he turned to Lena. "Thank you," he said quietly, sincerely. Not as a CEO thanking a tool, as a man admitting he was wrong. Later that night, Lena packed her bag. No fanfare, no dramatic speech, just quiet dignity. Victor approached her one last time. I underestimated you, he admitted. She gave a small, steady smile. Most people do. He handed her a sealed envelope, a formal job offer, not charity, not pity, recognition. Lena left the building under the city lights, walking with the same calm she always had. Because sometimes real power doesn't raise its voice. Sometimes it simply speaks many languages. If you want more stories like this, emotional, cinematic, and unforgettable, consider subscribing to Midnight Tales.